Okay, I have no clue what I'm doing, and my camera seems really grainy, and I'm too short to sit on a pillow. There, that's better. Okay, so I'm just gonna start. I don't know how this works. I don't know if I'm supposed to wait for people to show up or what. Hello, Farm Boys Love is here. How are you? Okay, now I can see how I can see the comments. I have no clue what I'm doing. Hi, Heather. Okay, so I thought it's been a while since I've done a video. Just had a lot of stuff going on. Nothing like, just life stuff, nothing bad. Hey, Shelly. And it's just been harder and harder to find. Hey, Tracy. You inspired me, Tracy, to do this. So it's just been longer and longer to do the video, and it's because I didn't have the time to set aside to set up the camera and all that stuff, and then do the editing too. Did that just blink green for you guys? So I decided I would try this live thing. Hey, Belinda. And see how it goes. If you like it, that works. If you like the other way better, then we'll do it that way. So I'll start with my whip updates. And then I'm just gonna do a whip parade for the ones, even the ones I haven't worked on in a while. I don't know where to look, so if I cross my eyes, I'm sorry. And then I will show my finishes, my not fully finished objects, but the ones that need to be fully finished. So maybe playing with them will get me to finish them a little quicker. Let me move this stuff to where I'm not looking behind me. What if the light would help it? Does the light help or make it less grainy at all? No, not really. Less grainy? Is the light better? Don't get excited. It's only like 13 whips. So you do like the light. Okay. There we go. Okay, so I'll start off with my whips. I had 2 new starts and 1 finish this month. I was bad and I overspent for my Stitch from Stash again, so I was into the negative for this month. Okay, I'll leave the light on then. I was in the negative from the July Picture This Plus sale. And then, hey, Dina, and then, hey, Sylvia. And then I decided that I was going to be good, wasn't going to spend any money, and then I spent too much in August as well, which put me in the negative for September. And then I spent a little. I should start to break even next month and be able to spend again without feeling guilty, which is perfect because I'll be in Austin and maybe I can spend some there. But nonetheless, I purchased this pattern for my son, to stitch for my son, from Etsy. I think it was Geeky Stitches or Nerdy Stitches, and it is a Star Wars pattern. And I started this and finished this last month. The fabric's a little way too big. But there that is. It says, a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. I don't know if this is flipped for you guys or if it's the same. And yeah, that means I was good, that I was in the negative. Yeah, that's how I'm going to look at it. But the funny story is that when we were looking for this pattern, I pointed this pattern out first, and my son and my husband were like, cool, I'm glad that's the right way. I didn't know if I needed to flip the camera. My husband and son were like, that one, I don't like that one. Of course, my husband pointed out this very in-depth, like full coverage Darth Vader that would have taken me, well, it's taken me 6 years to get halfway through Starry Night, so at least 12 years to get halfway through the Darth Vader. I'm like, yeah, no, that's not going to happen. It's a great pattern. It's beautiful. I won't be able to finish it. So we keep going through, and then I was actually like taking 2 patterns, creating my own pattern that was going to be huge and too big. And he does stitch. He started a Nintendo controller and he's never finished it. He got about a third of the way through. He claims it's not a give up, but it's a give up. He hasn't touched it in over a year, which I guess that means my Starry Night's a give up. So it's not a give up. He's still working on it. It's still a whip. But he, so we were going through and I was playing out this whole thing where I was going to stitch the Star Wars, and then one pattern of all the rebels and one pattern of all the whatever the rebels and the, oh my Gosh, I should know this. Why can I not think of the word? Anyway, the bad guys. The dark side. And it was going to be too big. And then as I'm scrolling through, this pattern pops up, and they both suck all the air out of the room and go, oh, that's the pattern. I'm like, yo, that's the one I pointed out first. That's the first one I pointed out. No, it's not. I'm like, yeah, it is. Nonetheless, I got it. It was like $5. There were some mistakes on the pattern. There was a symbol that didn't have a color, and then there was, at one point, like, she named off a color that wasn't it, but you could tell by the picture which one it was supposed to be. It was like a black, and instead of calling it 310, she called it, like, a number that doesn't exist, but I could tell because it was black that it was supposed to be 310. And I messaged her that, and she thanked me. She was like, sorry about that. I don't know if I was the first one that has stitched it and just, come across the product, the mistakes or what, but she fixed them. And then the cool thing is it had the pattern, and I can't show you because it's a computer-generated chart, but it had the pattern, then it had it in color, and then it had the pattern for the back stitch. So that was neat because you could see the back stitch real well. But I'm going to frame this and put this in his bathroom because we have painted his bathroom, and we've decorating it in Star Wars. So there that is. That was a really long story for that pattern. Okay, and the next new start is one that I've looked and looked and looked for this pattern for years. And then my sister, because she knows I'm trying to be good and staying away from the thrift stores, has been going to the thrift stores for me. And I've looked for this pattern for a while. There's a town close to us, little hop, skip away, and it's got this beautiful college, and it's got a beautiful campus, and my aunt used to take us there. Oh, thank you. Yes, Boba Fett was my favorite one to do. All the detail in Boba Fett, I gotta remember to look at the comments. Boba Fett was my favorite one to do, with all the little colors, like, he was really detailed. Darth Vader was the quickest, but he has some gray back stitch. I don't know if it's showing up. But you can barely see it. Like if I get in the direct light, let's see here. Cameraman, I need better light. If you get in the direct light, let's see, this is going to be all kind of awkward. I'm going to blind you for just a second. There we go. You can see maybe not. You can kind of see it. His little mask and all, but it's hard to see it just looking at it. But yeah, it's a really cute pattern. It was really quick stitch. I think it took me, with working and, if I could have sat down and just stitched solid, I could have done it quickly. But I think it took me like a week and a half to get it done. But, so, the other start that I had was my sister had gone to a thrift store. And there's a local college that's got, I say local, it's not really local. Local to me. It said, we took day trips there all the time. My aunt would take us there all the time to drive, and it's where I learned to drive because you don't have to worry about people as much. And they've got beautiful things, beautiful old cottages and stuff, because originally it was a school for the people that lived on the mountain. And it was to where they could get education is how it started. And then it's just grown, and now it's actually a college campus. And oddly enough, it's one of the more expensive campuses and colleges to go to. So it didn't start out that way, but it is that way now. But they actually have a water wheel there where they made their own meal to feed the kids at the school. And we would go up there a lot on Sundays and Saturdays in the summer and see. And this is a picture of the water wheel. And I had seen this stitched somewhere before and could never find the pattern. And it's not listed as that college's water wheel. It's just water wheel. So it was impossible to find. But she found this at a thrift store for like 25 cents. So she brought it home, and I immediately had to start it. It is a handwritten chart. I'll cheat and show you it a little bit to where you can see. Well, I'll show you this one. See, it's handwritten. Oh, so hard to read. But I took it to Staples, and they, using the self-serve thing, and blew it up, and it's so easy, so much easier to see blown up. But I started that, and because I just had to. I'd looked for it for years, and it didn't matter that it wasn't on the year of width. But here that is. I'm just doing it on the basic. This is Vulture 32 count lamb's wool linen, because that's my go-to fabric. And here's my start. It's a very meager start, and you can't really tell what it is. But I like, the colors aren't as dark as they look on that pattern. And I really like that. I like that they're not that dark. But it is a rock building, so all these are different little rocks, and I'm going to have the back stitch around all of these. So it's going to take a little while. Like, I'm doing one color at a time, kind of going through, and then I'll go back and do the back stitch. But it's, yeah, I'll have to back stitch almost every rock, and then there'll be the big wheel over here. So yeah, I was really excited when she found the pattern. And of course, part of the reason my aunt, who is now passed and she stitched, dragonflies to me symbolize, anyway, that's a whole other story. But so I've got my dragonfly needle minder on here because it reminds me of my aunt while I stitch it. So yeah, I'm really excited about stitching this one. So it'll be up somewhere in the house. I'll probably end up having to stitch it twice, actually. Stitch it once for my sister. For me first, though. And then, so then those are all my starts and finishes. I worked some on, I worked some on my Live, Love, Be Thankful one, but it's out in my car because it's my car project. Katrina is still that minder. Purple and Dragonfly. Yeah, she will. I thought about that when I saw it. It was purple and a dragonfly. You know, she's in Austin. I may not take it. She'll steal my kid. That's a bit different than I will give up my needle minder if she'll leave me my kid. That'll be the ransom. But I worked some on the Be Thankful piece. I feel like I'm lagging. Am I lagging? See if it'll catch up. But I forgot it. It stays in my car. It is my my to-go piece, my car piece that I stitch on every so often. Uh-oh. You're not commenting too much. So this, I don't know if I showed this in the last video. I don't know if I've worked on it since the last one, but this is the lovely pumpkin swirl that was gifted to me by the wonderful Belinda. And I think I showed this in my last video. I'm not 100% sure, but just in case, I'll show you. I finished out this middle darker motif. These little, I call them teardrops, but they're not teardrops. In the middle, this right here, which then completed this motif completely, and then started on down in this next little piece. So, yes, this is Glendon Place Pumpkin Swirl, part of their amazing desserts. And this right now is my very, very, very favorite whip. This is the one that's calling to me the most because it's so colorful and it's so pretty, and it makes me want to stitch all of the amazing desserts. And it is stitched as charted because not only did Belinda gift me, this was my birthday gift me the pattern, but she also gifted me the silks. I cried. It was so amazing. But it's my favorite piece. So, but there that is. And I've got a little guitar needle minder here. This is from, I think, Nifty Needle Nannies. And then this one it says Good Stuff. And it's just kind of autumnal. I said the word. And I got this actually at a retreat with Organic Granny. We went to the Prim Stitchers retreat 2 Aprils ago. And I got that there. And this is actually that fabric that I got randomly at Hobby Lobby off the bolt in the upholstery section. It just said linen on it. Like, I was going through, I think I was looking for some finishing fabric, and I turned the corner, and then I was like, that looks like stitchable linen. I looked closer, and sure enough it was, and I got like an entire yard of it for like $7, $10. And that was using a coupon, and I stitched it out, and it ended up being 28 count linen. So, and it's kind of a lamb's wool color, so it worked out pretty awesomely. And then my next whip is my 99 bottles. Guys, that is all that I have left. Those 6 bottles, just finishing out those 6 bottles, and then finishing off the little shelf brackets. Where am I? Right there. And then I will be done. This was supposed to be finished. I know, right? Hurry up and drink those bottles. But this is was supposed to be finished in November. My goal now is to have this finished before I go to Austin. So I'm plugging away and I'm working on it. And this is a needle minder from No Name Needle Minders. I had ordered one of the quote ones, and it is, I ordered one, the quote was supposed to be from Julia Childs, that moderate everything in moderation except for moderation. And I thought that was funny. But somehow in the hubbub of it all, I ended up getting this quote instead. I let Katie know, and she's going to make it right. But it says, "Guilt is the gift that keeps on giving." Irma Bombeck. And the funny thing is, Irma, E-R-M-A, not Irma, I-R-M-A. How weird. I think I'm going to send this one to you, Tracy, for your Irma piece. But it is funny because I always feel guilty for everything. I joke that you could pull me in the room and interrogate me for a crime that I wasn't even in the state for, and somehow before it would be over, you would make me feel guilty for it. So it is kind of fitting. And then there's this I don't know if you can see it because it's so tiny. Let's do it this way. Maybe if I take it off. This one also is from No Name Needle Minders. It's a little celestial. It's got the moon and the sun. Man, this is showing up so grainy. Next time I'm going to try this from my phone instead of my tablet. I don't think it's got a very good camera. And then this, are you ready? This awesome grime guard is from the Dollar Tree in their automotive section. It is a steering wheel cover. Yep, that's a steering wheel cover. I got two of them. I got this one and then a blue one. I think it's hilarious. And I thought the checkered flag was appropriate to kind of spurn on my finish here. You know, how corny is that? But it is velour, so it's like, I took this one off when I got in the car. My husband was loading my son up because we had gone to several stores, and my son got in the car, and my husband was moving lumber. He was building something else in our backyard. He's always working in the backyard. And a really long time stitcher says, well, y'all can see the comments. I don't know, I'm reading the comments to you. Need some fuzzy dice. Well, that's the funny thing is that whenever my husband was moving all the lumber and stuff, I took the very light blue one. I'll get up in a minute and get it and show it to you. And I stretched it all over his steering wheel really fast before he got in the car. And I told my son, I said, don't tell him, see if he notices. And he got in and he sat down and he said, no, that is not staying in my truck. It's not going to happen. So, I mean, he opens the door and went, no. So he noticed. But there's my 99 bottles. I'm so excited. Almost finished. And that's really all I've worked on this month because I had to finish out these 5 bottles. And I was like, I think I can do 5 more. And then I did these 5 bottles. Now I'm trying to finish these 6. So, and I do like the pattern. It's just been, there's a lot of color changes in it. And and it's not like with a heaven and earth you can stretch it across because it's hidden behind the other stitches. And this one you can't. It'll show if you stretch too far. I have been kind of cheating and bringing it down and then running it behind the shelf and then coming back up to stitch some, like whenever the color goes from bottle to bottle, and that kind of helps. So then there that is. Okay, now on to my whip parade. A lot of crinkly. So let's see here. I don't know how many I have. Y'all gonna have to help me show you the back. Oh, it's still bad. That's my horrible back on that one. Let's see. See? Horrible. Doesn't look like it. This would probably be my best back, but that's because I'm being really careful with the silks. That's the back of that one. I'm not a back snob. And then let's see. I don't even know about this one. Yeah, this one actually has knots. Shh, don't tell anybody it has knots. That one actually has knots, which is really funny because my aunt and my mom, apparently, I've looked at the back of my aunt's work, and my aunt and my mom, when they stitched, were complete back snobs. Like, my aunt's looks just like the front, and my sister says the only thing she remembers about cross stitch is my mom making fun of my aunt for her sloppy backs. So they would both just, They'd be smacking my wrist with rulers. Okay, so on to the whip. I don't mind showing my back. I mean, I'm just not obsessive about it. It doesn't offend me if somebody wants to look at the back of my work. Apparently, the coworker that of my husband's that frames all of our work, he used to do cross stitch too when he had more time. Now he does framing, and he frames a lot of cross stitch. And every single time that my husband brings in a piece for him to cross stitch, he starts bragging about how his wife used to get mad at him because his backs looked better than her backs. And my husband's like, okay, you're arguing with your wife over whose backside's better. I'm like, God, don't say that to him. It's horrible. So, let's see here. If I count those whips, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So, those are 4. I'm a back girl. I love them so much. I don't mind. Like, I don't obsess about them. So, that's 4 whips already. Y'all gonna have to help me keep count because I'll get confused. And then I'll go on through my other whips. Okay. The first one, of course, is in this lovely bag that Emily made for me. Look at this, guys. I still can't get over this. Look at all the rainbows. I know I showed it in my last video, but it's so pretty. And in it is my chatelaine. And this is where I am on this piece. And I can't wait to get... Yes, I am showing it off, Diana. I can't wait to get back on this one. But again, this is probably my second favorite piece. And I'm one of those who, what's the word? I put off gratification, you know, to where I do what I need to do. So, like, I'm not stitching on either one of my favorite pieces until 99 is done. So. And then I thought it was appropriate to have this little mandala needle minder up. And this one is from Molly Peckham. Why can I not think of her name right now? What is her cross stitch? Gosh, I'm forgetting all of my words. Molly Peckham. Everyday Stitcher. But there that is. And I'm adding in the metallics as I go. Because I wasn't. And then I talked to Emily. And she said that she had... Yeah, Everyday Stitcher. She had added in her metallics as she went. And I cheated. Wait, I think I'm showing this upside down. Am I? No. It may be upside down. I've got it marked on here somewhere with an arrow on which one's the top. I think that's the top. I've got it marked somewhere. With it. I stitched an arrow on the piece, so I'll have to figure it out next time I stitch. Remember to figure out which one is the top. But there that is. So, more dragonflies. I'm just going to put this on the floor. I'll clean up the mess later. And then, I have no clue what this is. Just a random piece of fabric. I recognize the fabric. It's 32 count Witchelt lambswool. Oh, I know which one this is. This is, let me find the piece for this. This is the one that I started with Melody Stitches. She made Flosstube videos for a while, but she hasn't now. And we have hit it off, and we were stitching. We started this piece together. Here it is. We started this piece together, and we were going to work on it in Austin, but unfortunately, Irma, affected some of her family, and so she had to give up her spot in order to be available to help them recover. So she's not getting to go. Instead, she'll be, I don't want to get it. Irma kept her from going, even though she lives in Illinois. That's how bad Irma is, and that's all I'm going to say, because I don't want to spread her business. But we have not stitched on this since we started it, because we were going to take this to Austin, and this is what we were going to work on together there. And I still may take this piece and work on it in honor of her. But this is a new beginning. Yes, she is. A new beginning by Abby Lane Designs. And I got this pattern at a Friends of the Library sale for like 10 cents. So, Yes, I love this pattern. If you want, I can send it your way when I get finished with it, Tracy, if you're interested. And it's charted for Weeks Dye Works, and it does have the alternatives on it for DMC. I got just some dinky dyes, some of the different grab bags, and I'm grabbing and going. And I'm probably going to grab some of the color and cottons that I have, and I'm just picking and choosing as I go. I'm using my inner Emily, or trying to channel my inner Emily. I can't channel the inner McKenna and get all the awesome stuff that she gets at thrift store, so maybe I can have some color knowledge. Okay, either way, that works. Yes, that's what I use. I use the Oops packs for it because I do one little motif and then that's it. Look. Throwback Tuesday. Lisa Frank folder. Look at that. I loved Lisa Frank when I was a kid, and I saw this folder in the school supplies, and I had to have it. How sad is that? I was a Lisa Frank kid. I still, like, in my memory trunk, have a towel that my mom got me. No, they don't. They have Lisa Frank PJs. Oh my God, I'm gonna have to find those. I'll have to travel 3 towns over to the nearest Target and see if they have them. So that's what? 5, 6? That's 6 whips. Now look, I'm already getting my stuff confused. Let me put this down here. Wow, that was really Southern stuff. It's late. My Southern accent's gonna get worse. And the more nervous I am, the worse it is. I have no clue what this is. This is just a, this is a cool bag. These were my project bags for a while. These are from International Arrivals. I think I got the black one on Amazon. But where I originally found them was the Container Store. But it's got this neat little mesh pocket on the front. And then it's got a Velcro spot on the back. And then it's got this very large interior. That's just the Velcro pack. And then the actual bag itself opens up very large. So, and it's canvas. So, oh, I know what this is. This is my Disney Dreams. Oh, I'm bad. It's still on my hoop. I didn't know that. Wonder where I worked on this last. It's clean, I swear. I need to give this to Lori to put that piece of bright green biohazard fabric that she has. That she's going to do that Heaven and Earth frog on. I think Orietta showed her the fabric. It's really funny when we were organizing her fabric. It's actually got radioactive on the package. So this is my Disney Dreams Mickey Vignette. Those to Emily in exchange for the Amelie bag. Yeah, she might like it with her. She can put her Darktober stuff in there. But this is what it will be. And this is my start on it. Guys, it's been so long since I've worked on it, my gridding is faded off. Can you see it? I'm just stitching one color at a time all the way through the entire pattern and then going down. I haven't worked on this one since last year. This was my car project until I got in the year of whips. And then I started bringing some of my, or taking some of my year of whips pieces that were close to finishes with me in the car to work on. Once that's done, this will probably become my car piece again because it's small and it's easy to maneuver. It's not like a large piece of fabric. And I still haven't sorted the floss. I've just got them in their bags, in their groups. I identified the groups. And then what I'll do is I'll figure out which symbol I'm going to do. And I figure out which group it's in. I pull it out of that group. And then what I do is I put it in a separate bag, a separate floss away bag that I then work from. And then when I'm done, I put all the remnants in another bag labeled 1, 2, and 3 there too. Completely organized. Not at all. I was not about to sit and separate all 50 of those flosses and use 50 floss away bags for 2 strands of floss. So that one is, there that is. That's 7, I think. Am I at the 7? Who's keeping count? Oh, my bag's broken. I can't brag on my bag anymore. My zipper just broke. Don't buy this, it's junk. And then, so I'm on to number 8. This one was gifted to me by McKenna at Every Stitch Counts, and it is the Cherished Stitcher piece. The original's over there because I'd made a working copy because I'm going to pass it along eventually too. And it's the Gravedigger piece that she did. I know you've seen it on her channel. I'm stitching this 2/2 with the pearl, like the little ball of DMC pearl. And then the 1/1 I'm doing in Krennic number 4 braid. Yeah, I'm a glutton for punishment. My first 1/1 I'm doing with metallic number 4 braid, but all the letters and then the little skeletons in the corner will be done in metallic, and it's not showing up. It's just a hint of metallic, but it'll all be black. Just the letters will have a little bit of a sheen to them. So I'll pull up the comment. Somebody said something. I don't know. Somebody said something. Wait. Do I hit this? Oh no, don't hit that. Okay. So in this grime guard, I'm not going to show you up close because this is my very first sewing, maybe my second sewing project. But I made it, and you can look how well I matched my thread to my to my fabric. You can see those seams, and they're so bad. I mean, look. Okay, fine, I'll show you. Diana, you know how you told me you would give me sewing lessons? This is what you gotta look forward to. Look at all that. That's just horrible where I started it and stopped it and just ran back and forth hoping I landed over the threads. And then there's the back of that piece. So. Let me get hang on, let me grab the finished piece, or see if I can get up without knocking everything over. And see if I can get the other grime guard, and then that was easier than I thought it would be. I will never again be able to put my hands on a pattern that fast. So this is what it will look like finished. Oh, pillow glare. And it says, corner of Grave and Crypt Streets, Berry View, Gravedigger, and Coffin Maker. Yes, it is a Carly. I am a LuLaRoe inserts word. I like it though, because it looks, if you look kind of close, show you my chest, I guess. If you look close, it looks like little cross stitches on it, and it's turquoise. You have this dress? Oh my gosh, that's amazing. And what are the odds? Because like it's hard to find the same patterns. Oh, and it's so comfortable. It is so comfortable. Yeah, this is my favorite Carly too that I have right now. This is the steering wheel cover that I put on my husband's steering wheel when he got in. This wonderful purple and blue steering wheel cover. Oh, really? Yours is black? Ooh, that's cool, because then you've got your little black dress along with... Oh, sit on my pillow again because I'm too short. You've got your little black dress, and then he opened the door and said, nope, not going to leave that on my car. He's back in the back hauling lumber and this on his steering wheel. But, where am I at? Where was I at? Where was that piece? Oh, and this needle minder is Jack and Sally from The Night Before Christmas, Nightmare Before Christmas. God, I'm losing titles tonight. And they are dressed up as Mary and Bert from Mary Poppins. So I thought that was cool. Kind of mixed the happy with the dark. So I thought that was kind of cool. Sally and Jack. What I say? Yeah, Sally and Jack. And it's Mary and Bert. There we go. And then I have other... I'm using a Game of Thrones. Diana, Game of Thrones. Needle minder. And then this little wooden daisy. To hold my pattern on my thing. And this is from the Everyday Stitcher as well. And then the Game of Thrones. And this one's are... Whoa, hello pattern. These two are from Julie's Nifty Needles. So that's 8. God, guys, I got so many more. I have more whips than I thought I did. This is kind of sobering. I don't know if I like doing this or not. How do I have that many whips? Already to double digits. And So this is my Tree of Hope by Mirabilia. It was one of my year of whips, but I don't think I'll get it done this year. It kind of fell. I love it, and I can't wait to work on it either. This is probably my 3rd favorite piece to work on. But it kind of fell to the background. And this is where I currently am on this piece. This is a Silk Weaver 32 count. It's a solo die. I love the blue though. And it's as charted with the water lilies and then the DMC. I have this turquoise leaf as my needle minder. But there that is. This is the beginning of the girl's arm, because when I first started it, I was so afraid of silks, because I'd never stitched at that point with silks, that I went all the way up to the tree in the brown, and immediately stopped at the silk, and then came and stitched her arm. Until, I don't know who it was, but they were like, okay, you just gotta do it. You've got to bite the bullet and do the silk. So then I went back up and started the tree and loved it. So, but yes, Belinda, you need to do a whip parade. You definitely need to do a whip parade. I would love to see your whip parade. I've had, I think, like 12 finishes this year though, thanks to your whip. I'm like, if I count each towel individually. I've had like 12 finishes this year. So that's 9. I know this one without even looking at it because of the folder. This was one of my nursing school folders. I'll tell you that. So I gotta show you something. I went crazy when I was in nursing school and labeled everything. It's like 20. Oh, I was so sad. So this is my Starry Night. This has not been touched in a year. I went crazy on it during the one in Cross Stitch and Discuss. It was a sale where you worked on one project for like a month or 2 months or so long. And I went balls to the wall. I don't know if I'm supposed to say that or not. On it. And it completely killed my stitchy bug for a while. And then I haven't touched this piece again since. I will though, I've got to get through it. And this is my Starry Night. Oh, my labels are sweet. No, my labels were a little... He sees that now, he's like, can you take that off? And I'm like, no, it was there. I can't believe it held on for 10 years. Now I'm telling how old I am. Yes, I've been out of college for 10 years. But there's my Starry Night. I've thought about just framing it like this. And saying that this is my Starry Night and coming up with some artistic reason. It's like half a Starry Night. Because the rest of the night was dark. I don't know, but I've got that much more to do. Because I'm exactly, well, not exactly halfway through. I've got this little bit more, but this line is the halfway point of this piece. So, but I do love this piece. It's just... seeing it makes me want to stitch on it more. So maybe these whip parades are good and therapeutic, because this kind of makes me want to stitch on it more. I'll have to redo my gridding for a 4th time because it's already faded off again. I don't know, you can kind of see it. Surely I can just go with that. We'll see. Or stitch it on there now with some sulky sliver. But there Starry Night is. And that wasn't a bad deal. I got this from Ladybug Stitches, and you could buy just the pattern or the kit. And the kit had all of the DMC floss, and it wasn't organized. But they made it so that every single color had a different amount of floss. So, like, even if it had more than you needed, they all had different, like, not every single color. Like, all the blues, none of the blue colors had the same amount of floss. They made sure they were different. And then, like, now one of the greens may have the same as one of the blues. But that way you could tell, like, you weren't having to go, is this light brown or is this the light brown? Or is this light blue or is this medium blue, you know? So, and so that's 9, 10. I'm on 10, so this will be number 11. Oh, that's more stuff. Ha! That's not 11th one. That's my beads to Tree of Hope. How did I get 2 whip bags for Tree of Hope? I don't know. Oh, and then this one is one that I got that I haven't worked on in a while either. It was a kit. It is all organized. It is by Design Works. It's called Daisies in a Vase or Vase, depending on where you live. But here's what this will look like. It is stitched on black Aida. And it's a very fun piece. It doesn't have a lot of work done on it. It's got a lot of gridding mainly. I've done more gridding than anything else. But there it is. Yeah, it's on black, and that's part of the reason that it's therapeutic for you to see my whips, long-time stitcher. But is this the right way, or is this upside down? This may be upside down. I might be. Note to self, which way is up? Yellow goes up. Well, yes, it goes this way. I don't know if this is right or not. I'll figure it out later. So either this is what I have done, or this is what I have done. But I've worked on gridding it a lot, and that took a while. So all that wonderful sulky. I think that'll help some with the stitching on the black. So hopefully, I'm hoping it will. So seeing mine makes you feel better about yours. That makes me feel worse. And all of these I eventually want to finish. Like, I haven't fallen completely out of love on any of them. The only one that would possibly become, the only 2 that would possibly become give ups would either be, I don't want to say Starry Night. I just don't enjoy the full coverage pieces like I thought I would. But I really want to finish that. So, and then of course the Mickey one, because it's full coverage too. And I'm not a full coverage stitcher, I've realized. A little bit too late, but because I have 2 of them going. Oh, another empty bag. Got this one at TJ Maxx. Something's in there. A piece of a hair clip. That's random. Oh, 2 more. So that's 11. This will be number 11, right? I think. Oh gosh, this one was started so long ago. It is an ornament that I have yet to finish. The last time I worked on it was on World Cross Stitch Day. And it is a Mill Hill. I love love stitching. This is what it will look like when it gets finished. They have a whole line of Love Coffee, Love Halloween, Love Gardening. Not me, I do not love gardening. I do not like anything outside because it requires sweating. You have 22 with Sammy. Hey Sammy, I said earlier that I almost said it, but I didn't know if you had made an announcement because I'm behind on you think you hit 100 whips. Have you made your announcement? Yeah, you talked about going on to Austin. I hope I didn't just out you and you had not shared it with anybody. But I think you got the Melody Stitches was supposed to go. And about the time that she let me know that she wasn't going is whenever you announced that you were being able to go. So I think that you got her spot, which makes it worth it. It's okay if I get to meet you that Melody's not getting to go. But I've got this in the, I don't know what, this was some kit. I think this is the Disney, no. This was some kit, and I just stuck the piece in. There's my whip container for that one. Let's see here. Oh crap. Look, that's how I ended up with 2 folders for Tree of Hope, because there's a piece of Tree of Hope over here now. There's pieces of hope everywhere in my house. Yay! Okay. And then last but not least, so 12, 11 is this kit. I don't know if I have the, yeah, I do, I do. It is an out of print dimensions kit. It is what's it called? Christmas Countdown. And I got the full kit on eBay. They go from anywhere from $30 to like $90. You can find them more commonly for $30. Every so often, if there's a run of people looking for them, they show like $90. And I will probably finish stitching this when my son has children of his own. So it'll be for my grandchildren. But it's got this whole piece, and then it's got these little plastic canvas pieces. And I'm going to be bad and show you the chart again. Let me show you where I am first. I stitched on this last for the Christmas in July style in Stitch Mania. And I stitched all of this red on this side. And then you have to go back and back stitch to make it look like it's red painted wood grain. I don't know if you can see that in the video or not, but it's got some. On my end, this camera looks so grainy and horrible. I'm hoping it's not that grainy for you guys. But it's got some back stitch there to make it look more wood grain. And then after you finish all that, is that a needle? No. After you finish all that, it has this little piece of plastic canvas that you stitch the little ornaments on. And then you cut those out and they go on the tree. The kind of cool thing about this, oh my gosh, I just now noticed it's got squares. I hope that's supposed to be there, but it shows the middle too. Hey, look. That's weird. I can't see that on here, but I can see it. So I'm going to have to use this to find my center. Because I can't see it. That's kind of cool. I don't see it in person, but it's showing up on the camera. Okay, sorry. I'll show you the pattern. So it's got all these little blank spaces that these little ornaments will fit on. And then the way that works is it has it exactly mapped out how you stitch the ornaments, like to where you know that you get enough room. Like you count 3 spaces over from one ornament to the next one to make sure it'll fit and make sure you don't run out of plastic canvas. Like everything is mapped out on this piece. And this is one that I sat for 2 hours and broke up the floss because it wasn't easy. It had, all the different colors in one band or maybe 2 bands. And then you've got blended threads too. So what I did is when I put them in here, see if I can get you to show. I made a second copy of the floss key and cut out the section and stuck it to the card of every color. Here we go, that one's better. To where I knew which color and which blends this one used. So, yeah, I was a little OCD then. With this one. I don't say it lightly. I've got weird tendencies. My husband and I are weird about opposite things. Like, he can't say, like right now, if he walked in and saw all this stuff everywhere, he would flip out because it's everywhere. But, I would rather leave it all out than it be in the wrong spot. So he doesn't care where it goes as long as it's not out where he can see it. So like if he comes in the kitchen and there's utensils on the kitchen, he'll just dump them in a drawer. But then I come through and I can't find them and it's not where it's supposed to be. And it flips me out because that's not where it goes. So we have different tendencies. The good thing is we run around cleaning up after each other all the time, so. And that's it. Those are all of my whips. Not so bad, right? Well, I think it made some of you feel good because you didn't have as many, and then maybe made some of you feel guilty because you have more. But that's all of them. Putting them back in my little bin here. I have the same bin Jessie Marie has from Hobby Lobby to put all the whips in. Okay, so, oh, I have one more. See, I forgot one. But it doesn't really count because I'm not going to finish it. I'm going to rip out what I started. Start all the things, yes. This is one that I'm going to probably rip out because I'm not happy with this one at all. It's a principal thing now. You guys know. It's the Gecko Rouge. Rest in peace, Sal. And I had stitched it on this Murky by Picture This Plus. This is all that I got finished before some drama ensued. And I don't want to stitch it anymore. So I'm going to rip it out and use this piece of fabric for something else. I have no clue what I'll stitch on it. But I've got a few ideas, but I haven't 100% decided yet. I love this fabric. Look at those colors. Bright green and gray. It was funny, Emily and I were talking about stitching this together. And I was like, oh, I wish I could get a piece of Murky in time to start it. And she's like, I actually have a piece that I'm not gonna use. So she brought it to me and I bought her lunch. I bought her lunch and she brought me the fabric. And we got to stitch together, so I won twice. I got to stitch with Emily, and I got a piece of fabric. Okay, so on to my, these are the colors for that pumpkin swirl, for the Dinky dies. Just out of, look at these beautiful colors. I'm so ready. This is going to be fun to stitch on this October. So I think I'm taking that one with me to Austin too. But then I don't want to take it because I'm afraid, like, if they lose my luggage, I don't know. I'm like really worried. I haven't decided if I'm checking a bag yet or not. I haven't decided yet. So this is my Tub O finishes that have nothing done with them. Got a fabric softener in there. So my most recent one, of course, is Needleworker, but it's put up because it's about to go to be framed. Whoops, that's the back. This is In Bloom by Ship's Manor. This is now, so I fell for and bought this because it said limited edition on the Ship's Manor's Facebook site. Fell in love with it and purchased it. You can now get it on 123 Stitch. The pattern, not the kit. But there it is. I'm worried about this button. I'm afraid he's a little too big to frame. I mean, this thing is like, look at the bottom of that thing. So I think I'm just going to find another turquoise button and put it on here instead. Because I don't like that. But there that is. Or maybe just bead the center with some turquoise beads. What do you think? Another button or just put a whole bunch of beads in the middle? And then this one is a Glendon Place mixed berry cheesecake. This is some extra fabric because I had it on my Q-snap so I didn't have to move it. But there it is. Love this one. This one was really hard to stitch because they had, like, let's see if I can show you. From this light purple here, no, not there, here. From this light pink and this bottom piece, which is not, you can't really see the light pink, the colors aren't showing up, there you go. From this light pink all the way over to this piece of purple is one strand. You had to cut it, and it was so long. And it started from the pink, and it ended at the purple. And you had to stitch it in the right order in order to get it to do the right variegation. And it tangled because it's silk, and it's a dinky dye silk, which I love them, but silks tangle anyway. And Lori and I sat one night for an hour untangling some of these pieces. It was so hard. And then, like, the same thing with these. That was the hardest one. But all of these variations, like this right here, was one color, and then this is one color. And you had to cut from a certain purple to a certain purple and start at the same spot and end at the same spot to where you got the dark to the light on both sides. And then, same with, it was the middle piece, those pieces, and then these little tails here, this pink tail, all the way out to this white is all one color. And truthfully, I think it was supposed to end at pink, but I think I cut it wrong and ended up ending white, but to me that kind of worked because the white's out here. So, like, there was some thinking to that stitching. It wasn't just grab and go. And then, of course, I have this is one of my finishes this year. This is my 12 Days of Christmas by Plum Street Samplers. It was her freebie from last year. I think it's still free on her site. This is just DNC like 115, I think. And then one of the variegated greens, and then black and gold. But I love it. I love the colors, and I haven't decided if I'm going to frame this yet, or if I'm going to put it in a, make it into a wall hanging. I'm afraid, because of the sewing that you saw, Diana, that I wouldn't do it any justice. Because the two wall hangings that I have, if you look really close, they hang a little bit crooked. And this was a tiny little finish, and it's by Pine Mountain Designs, and it's You Make Me Happy When Skies Are Gray. Just a cute little, just a quick stitch. This was a lot of fun. I love the colors, the turquoise and gray and yellow. Need to press that one. It'll be prim if it's, there you go. It's not, it'll be I can just claim it was hand stitched. And then this one, who is still waiting to be framed until I finish its brother. The Emerald Dragonfly. I think they'll notice for the machine stitches, though, that it was hand, but that'll be my excuse. I stitched it crooked to make it look prim. There that is. Yeah, this one, I got this one before it went out of print. And then I shared it with a friend who no longer stitches. And then I think she sold the pattern for a ridiculous amount because she no longer stitches. So. But I also have this silver dragonfly, and I'll stitch it next. Or not next, but soon. And the reason that I haven't framed this one is I want them to be on the same fabric and in the same frame. So, this was so fun to stitch. And I did not cheat, but on my beads, I didn't leave them sideways. I went back through them like the lovely Arrayed showed on her video to make them flat. Because to me it looks, I don't know, it just seemed more fitting that they would be horizontal instead of diagonal. So, especially like the ones that are in the body. I don't know if you can see those. Let's see. I'm not good at showing up close. But yeah, it was a lot of fun to stitch. It's got the number 4 braid metallics in it, the Krennic, which the Krennic number 4 doesn't bother me that bad. It's the blending filament that I hate. But there that is. And then I'll eventually stitch the other one and frame them either together or same frames. And then this was a Prairie Moon. Diana, I think you're the one that's... No, Waxing Moon. Not Prairie Moon. Sorry, I lied. Waxing Moon Designs. This is my first beading ever. This is Merry Christmas. It's just a little stocking. I'm going to eventually make this a flat fold using the Vanna method. And it was my first beading because the little berries on the holly are beads. And I stitched it, I think, in DMC. I think it calls for Wig Style Works, but I used DMC. But I thought that was cute. And then a random frosted pumpkin zombie loaf, just because. And that's a DMC. That's not at all the called for pieces. That's a random DMC that I picked out. And then another random DMC. So... there he is. That was stitched for my son, but then I never did anything with it. Okay, so I have no clue what to do with this piece. My coworker got married to a gentleman and didn't tell anybody for a while because they kind of had a whirlwind romance and got married. And so I made, after she told us that they had gotten married, a few months later, I made her a wedding sampler without telling her as a surprise. So I made her the wedding sampler, and then she smiled, she loved it, she's like, thanks, and she said, but it's going to make me have a confession. That's not when we got married. We actually got married on such and such date. Do you mind changing it? And I said, no problem. I took it home, and it was one of those months I didn't stitch a lot, or not months, while, I don't know, for whatever reason, I didn't grab it and fix the date. About 3 months later, they were no longer together. So now I have this wedding sampler. Make sure their names aren't on there. They are. Let me take that off. Not off, but let me hide it with a minder. Haha. Appropriately placed. Oh, I don't put a magnet on my computer. Another minder. Sorry. Ah. Stick to that one. Okay, now their names are hidden. But it's so pretty. It's by the Snowflower Diaries. And it says, truly, madly, deeply. And it had their name and their dates. And then, like, it was supposed to be backed up by a couple months. And I never got to do it. And now they're not together, and I have no clue what to do with it. I told my husband that I could change it to our names, and he said he didn't want it because it might jinx us. And then I don't want to give it to anybody else because, I mean, I don't know, because I don't feel like I did... No, I don't feel like it's got the right sentiment if I just rip out the names and put somebody's mostly madly, apparently. Yeah, truly madly. Yeah. But, so, they, apparently political diversity has not only affected friendships. You know, you'd think you'd talk about that stuff before. But, I don't know what to do with it, because I love the piece, but then I don't want to, like, give it to somebody else that gets married and be like, hey, I didn't stitch this for you, but I stitched your name on it. Happy marriage. I don't know what to do with it. What do you think? Would it be horrible if I, like, changed it to someone else's name later? I don't know. I have no clue what I'm going to do with that. Any of you get married? This is coming to your house. Well, you know, there used to be that song. Wasn't there a Savage Garden song, like Truly Madly Deeply? Or Truly Madly... I could just say it was, you know, paying homage to that song. This is my first finished piece ever. It is a bookmark from... Do you want this piece, Belinda? I can ship it to you, and you can... Cheeky Chericola. I know, right? I can ship this to you, and you can change the name and say that you had it commissioned, but that you personalized it with your names. How about that? Would that work? So, but this is my first finish ever. It was from a bookmark book that I got at Michael's, and I chose my own little... I ended up stitching this pattern 3 times. I stitched it for myself and a coworker, and then another coworker. And I did it to make a bookmark for her, and I had taken it to work and was asking her what color of felt did she want to go in the back, or did she want me to fussy cut it, to where it would fit. And she told me neither. She kept it as is and actually paid to get it framed, paid to get it professionally framed. Just this little bitty bookmark, and put it up in she's got her own library in her home. It's her own personal collection. It's not like an extravagant Beauty and the Beast library. But still, I felt really... Oh, it only lasted as long as the honeymoon. Never mind. I have a really crude comment for that, but I will save it for our PM later because I'm live on YouTube. It involves, well, they didn't have to have a honeymoon. But it meant a lot that she actually framed it instead of just using it as a bookmark. I made it to be used as a bookmark, but she paid professional framing fees. And then this is, and I think you just recently bought this pattern book from Prairie Schooler. It's the Year of Rounds. Is it you, or was it? I've binge watched your videos and then Olivia's videos lately, and I'm getting some of your hauls mixed up. And I think it was either you or if it was Olivia. It might have been Olivia that brought the Prairie Schooler. I think it was Olivia. But it's the A Year of Rounds, and it's got different holidays, one for every month. And I stitched this, and I added in this black, I don't even know, it's got black as the base color, but then it's got the same colors of the metallic that you showed recently on your video, Diana, of the kind of rose gold, the orange, and the blue, and the kind of green color. The base is black, but it's another DMC. That's a blending filament. I think I did 2/2 with a blending filament, just to make to where he had the dark mouth, but he kind of lit up. I don't know. It's just something different. Oh, I'm still digging. This was going to be a biscornu before I realized I had to be square and not rectangle. So now I just have these two things, and I don't know what to do with them. And then, last but not least in my finish, is this random start that I got from a Just Cross Stitch magazine. I don't know what issue. If you're really, really curious, I can dig and find it. But it's a Just Cross Stitch magazine. I stitched it 1/2. I thought this was 32 count, but now I'm thinking, after I mess with it, I think it's a 36. I don't know. But I stitched it 1/2. And it was stitched in Anchor, but I used the DMC alternatives. But there that is. So that is my whip parade and my finish parade, and then my most recent update. Excuse me. And then I have a little bit of haul to show you. One doesn't count as haul because it was already purchased, and then the other doesn't count as haul because it's not stash. Oh, I so just did the whole magician. You pull the cloth out from under a stack of whips and nothing went anywhere. I used 2 hands, but hey, I'm counting it. The other doesn't count because it's a storage item. And that is this project bag from Jan's Stitching Necessities on Facebook. Jan King is who makes it. But look, this one is huge too. Like, I don't even, in reference to my big hair and head. But there that is. And it zips open, and it's got the coordinating fabric on the inside that matches the, I know they're not daisies, but they look like daisies to me. So they have the dragonfly and the daisies. And on the back, it's got the dragonflies and the daisies. So I got that. And then, oh, can I get to it? That was very unladylike, but I got what I needed. This is all the haul, y'all, this month. Well, and then some DMC. Because I was bad and I participated in the 10-cent DMC sale. Because I can't turn it up. Yes, I love Color and Cotton's floss. It's amazing. And it's like color fast too. So this is Dusty Red for this month. Probably not going to show up on this camera. Mahogany. Loch Ness, which is blues and greens. Oh, I love that one. I haven't had any of her fabric yet. I want to try some because I think, is it color fast too, the fabric? And then Maritime. And then Cornflower Blue, which I've always loved Cornflower Blue. So I'm going to throw some of these in with my that New Beginnings piece and grab from these as well. And her customer service is amazing. I cannot speak enough for her customer service. I think I was like 2 or 3 months into her subscription when my credit card got hacked. And I messaged her and said, hey, look, it's going to probably reject if it's on auto thing. It's not because I canceled it. It's just that I had to cancel the card because of, you know, I didn't cancel it to keep from paying you. I canceled it to keep people from paying other people that I don't want to pay. And I explained the situation, and she's like, oh, no problem. There won't be any issue. I'll just send you a PayPal invoice for this one because I know it takes a while to get that all straightened out. So I did that. And then when I went to sign up again, I noticed I think it had gone up by like $2. I think now instead of being $10 a month, I think it's $12 a month to cover shipping now. I don't know for sure. But I messaged her and I was like, how do I do this? Because it's wanting me to sign up again. She's like, oh no. And she told me how to go through and edit the payment to where I didn't have to resubmit and then pay the extra, the new price, even though I was technically signing up as a new subscriber. So I was really impressed with that. She could have easily, you know, used it to her advantage, and I wouldn't have been angry because I was having to re-sign up. But she made it to where I didn't, to where I was still at the price that I signed up for. And oddly enough, when she had sent me her PayPal invoice, it had gone to my spam because for some reason my PayPal all goes to my spam. I've told my email not to send PayPal to my spam, but it doesn't listen. However, I get all the performance enhancing medications. They all come straight through, but not the ones I want to come through. But, so she had already shipped. I'd already gotten the shipped confirmation before it actually paid the invoice. And I messaged her, I'm like, wait a minute, I haven't paid your invoice. And she's like, no, I knew you would. It's okay. I wanted you to get it on time. I mean, just super amazing customer service. So I can't speak enough about that. And if I find out that her fabric is color fast, I'll probably be buying some of her fabric too. So, but then, of course, Jan, the cool thing about, Jan is that she has one price for her bags that are already, like, that if she purchases the fabric and sews the bag, there's one price, and it's a little bit more. Or you can ship her fabric, and she will make it into a bag for you. So you don't just have to look for your own, like, you don't have to try to find a bag of hers that you like. You can find, which will be good for me, the non-sewer, I can send her the fabric, or Diana the fabric, or Emma the fabric. But, yeah, they really are. Like, this huge bag. I mean, this thing is, like, I don't even know. Here. This is a normal standard sheet of paper, 8 by 11. Like, look. It's huge. It was $29. That was it. Like the normal size bags, I've never had a So Much Love bag. I'm not complaining about them. Their work's beautiful. But like that's the size for like the smaller bag at So Much Love, and you get this huge bag, and it's padded, and it opens up so big. It's amazing. I'm really impressed. I'll be a return customer for her too. So, but that's it. Oh my gosh, it's an hour. These videos do go by so fast. So Much Loves are amazing. I haven't owned one yet. They were the ones like I kept getting tempted and kept getting tempted. I'm like, but all the stash I can buy. So 3 hours cooking eggs. So I told my husband the other day, our anniversary is coming up, and I was like, babe, I want an Instapot, but not for her anniversary. I was like, I'd rather you, like, I'm funny. I'd rather him not get me anything for our anniversary than to get me an appliance for our anniversary. I don't know why. I'm just weird like that. But I was like, so not for our anniversary, but I really want an Instapot. And he's like, what's that? And I was like, a pressure cooker, and you can make boiled eggs in it. He's like, you want an Instapot to make boiled eggs? Can't you just boil them on the stove? I'm like, but not as easy. It zooms by, and then you don't have to edit. Oh, I know. I'm liking this. Once I get, hopefully, next time I'll have my phone charged. I'm at 7%. I'll have my phone charged, and I think the front-facing camera is a little clearer than this one is, because to me, this is horribly grainy. But, so, yeah, I sat there, and actually, I was at my job listening to your video. I was charting, so I had to be sitting down anyway in one spot, because I had to chart. And, I was listening to your video, and when that part came up, I actually paused it for a few seconds to where I could finish up the chart and watch that little section when you peeled the eggs. I was like, I'm at work watching somebody peel eggs. This is amazing. But yeah, so that helped me get through my charting. There's a joke that says, how long does it take a nurse to change a light bulb? 3 seconds, but it takes 12 hours for her to chart it. And it's true. We have to chart so much. That's the only part of my job I don't like is the charting. So that's usually like when I'll listen to a Flosstube or an audiobook while I chart real quick, because it kind of makes it go by faster. Y'all don't care about that. So I'm now 1 hour and 15 minutes in it, and my average video is 30 minutes. Like, I stretch to get a 40-minute video, and this one's been 1 hour and 15 minutes, and it's been easy, and I get to interact with you guys, so that makes it a lot more fun. But I think that's it. I'm going to sign off now, because I've banished my poor husband away and said, don't come in here, because I feel weird enough anyway. Yeah, it is a lot more fun when we get to talk to each other. But, so I'm going to go, and we've been watching the Leah Remini, I can't say her last name, Scientology. We've been binge watching that right now. So I'm going to clean up this mess and put it back where it goes, not just in a drawer. And then I'm going to sit down and hopefully get at least one more bottle done tonight on 99 bottles. And then I guess go to bed and get ready for tomorrow. I'm getting a small stitchy day tomorrow with another stitcher who's kind of close. We're meeting at a local restaurant. Maybe 2 of us are going to meet and have lunch and stitch after I go to the gym. I cheated this morning. I didn't go to the gym. I did an hour on the treadmill the other day and apparently pulled a muscle in my leg. How bad is that? And so I skipped the gym today because I didn't want to overpush my leg. Yes, I had fun. I'm glad you guys watched. And thank you so much for watching. You guys take care. I strongly recommend these live videos. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot easier than the other videos. I'm going to have to do this more often. Good night, everybody. Good night, Shelly. Good night, Tracy. Good night, Dina. Good night, Belinda. Or good day, Belinda. It's daytime for you. Oh, I'm so addicted to that show, Tracy. We'll have to talk later on PM. Because I just keep going, oh my gosh. Y'all have a good night. Now, how in the world do I finish this? Oh, I guess I just click this button. Okay, I'm going to try to finish this. If it doesn't work, I'll try again. Good night, everybody. Thanks for watching. It's not working. Oh. Yes.